Hello and welcome back. Because you loved our first video on top UI design tips, we've created part 2 for you, which will be even more exciting. The truth is you don't need a design background, special talents, or a university degree to create beautiful UI designs. By mastering the key principles, tips, and tricks, anyone can create exceptional UI designs that people love. Whether you're a designer, developer, marketer, or simply curious about UI design, these tips are for you. Let's dive into today's tips and keep pushing your design skills to the next level. Tip number 1, experiment with creative layouts. The traditional approach of a vertical list of text-based options can sometimes come across as bland and unengaging. The standard layout offers limited opportunities for visual differentiation, and while it provides clarity, it doesn't always contribute to a memorable user experience. What if we could break free from the constraints of the typical list of options layout? An exciting alternative is to reimagine them as selectable cards. This approach adds a new layer of interaction and visual appeal to the user interface. Each card can feature labels, colors, and even icons or images, providing more context and richness to the options presented. Such an approach not only increases the aesthetic appeal, but also aids in making the information more digestible and the interface more engaging. Tip number 2, reduce user barrier by exposing content directly. Imagine this, you're scrolling through a new app and the first thing you see is a big banner saying, "Discover 100+ recipes, selected by our chefs." It sounds exciting, but it's also an extra step. You have to tap on it to see the actual recipes. That's the interaction cost in action, which we can define as the cognitive, physical, and time effort a user has to exert to reach their goal. In today's fast-paced world, users are looking for immediate value. By hiding content behind banners, you're creating an unnecessary barrier between the user and the value your app provides. This interaction cost may seem trivial, but it can add up, especially when the user is new to the app and unsure about investing time and effort in it. Instead, imagine this. You open the same app, but this time you immediately see a curated list of top 10 recommended recipes. No tapping needed. The content is right there. This does a couple of things. It adds quick value. The user instantly sees the value your app provides, making them more likely to engage further. It reduces friction. The fewer steps a user has to take to reach their goal, the better the user experience. That means increased user retention and more interaction within your app. It adds relevancy. When you expose content directly, you have the opportunity to showcase the most relevant or popular items, making it more likely that the user will find something that interests them right away. Tip number 3, design for the thumb zone. Mobile devices are often operated using just one hand, and primarily the thumb. Therefore, when you're designing a mobile interface, it's important to keep the thumb zones in mind. This is the area of the screen easily reachable with the thumb. Placing key elements like buttons, navigation links, and calls to action within the thumb zone makes it easier for users to interact with your design. Elements positioned outside of this area can be difficult to reach and could lead to user frustration or misclicks. So when you're laying out your design, make sure the most used features are easily accessible within the thumb zone. By doing so, you enhance usability and make your interface more user-friendly. Let's have a look at 2 UI design examples. In the first screen, the CTA is located outside of the thumb zone, which means that users would need to stretch or adjust their grip to reach it. This can cause frustration and inconvenience, especially for users who are on the go or have limited mobility. In the second screen, the CTA is thoughtfully positioned within the thumb zone, which is a common area where users' thumbs naturally rest when holding their mobile devices. Tip number 4, turn empty states into opportunities. When a user encounters an empty state, it's like hitting a roadblock. An empty screen with no guidance or actionable steps can leave them feeling lost and frustrated. It's a missed opportunity to guide and engage users. A bare empty state, such as a screen simply saying you have no projects, fails to provide users with any value or direction. It's a dead end that can make users feel stuck and unsure of what to do next. Conversely, a well-designed empty state can be a powerful tool to educate, engage, and encourage users to take action. It's a chance to turn a potential negative experience into a positive one. For example, an empty state that says start managing your projects and stay organized immediately offers a solution to the user's problem. It doesn't stop there though. With an accompanying illustration, it becomes visually appealing and less daunting. by adding actionable tips like invite team members to collaborate on a project for better communication and set deadlines for tasks to keep everyone on track. It provides clear steps for the user to take. Finally, a CTA button saying Create New Project gives them a direct way to take action. Last but not least, tip number 5, use visual cues. We could have presented all these tips in a text-only format, but we chose to use visual examples. Why? Because visuals make your learning and any user's interaction with a design far more engaging and memorable. Visual cues do more than just add flair or personality to your designs. They help users understand your message faster and enhance overall user experience by making information easier to grasp. To show the impact visual cues can have, compare the following designs. The first one, without the visual cues, versus the second one, with the visual cues. A huge difference, right? Now, let's have a look at another example of using visual cues to design better UI for email messages. In the first design, you can see a UI that doesn't apply the principle of visual cues. While this UI design is functional, there are opportunities to enhance the user experience and improve the overall usability of the email inbox even more. Using icons with a set of colors and a first initial letter in the middle could be a creative and visually appealing way to represent senders in an email inbox or messaging app. A more effective way to represent senders is to use images of people and logos of companies. With that, users can easily identify the sender and quickly understand the context of the message. Love these tips? Then consider joining more than 8,000 amazing designers, marketers, and developers who have already downloaded the UI/UX Design Playbook and unlocked more than 90 awesome UI design tips, tricks, and strategies. Let us know in the comment if you want to see part 3. That is all for today. Keep designing beautiful things, and I will see you in the next one. Have a beautiful day.